Minister of State for Education. I'm not applying for official leave. I'm putting in my resignation as Minister of State for Education. The reason being that reluctantly it is not easy to leave while you are working with the kind of president you are working with. It will be difficult for you to want to leave if really you understand that Mr. President is a very humble and very committed person who will want to give all the assistance to do your job. But because you know that at this point in time, some other people may also be asking for you to make yourself available to offer services to them too. What is important is that you still have to offer services to your people and to Nigeria in general. Now, why I called to let you know is that during these 3.5 years while I was minister, some people were happy, some people may not have been happy, some people may have complained, some people may not have complained. But you must understand that for us to be able to do our work, we must step on toes. Some people may have carried rumors, some may be true, some may not be true. But this is what you find when you are in public service. I did my work to satisfy my conscience to the best of my ability. It may not have all gone well for everybody, but I said, in course of this work, if I stepped on any of you toes, well, sorry, because like I said before, there's no policy, there's no decision you take that some people will not be offended. But it was not anything deliberate or intentional. So that's why I said, in any policy of government, there are those that will jubilate, there are those that will not jubilate. The drive, the urge, the commitment that requires to move the unity colleges forward, please continue with that. It's important that while we came, we try to make some changes, bring some initiatives that we think that will improve the quality of education. That may not have been the best. I know that today, most of the schools can attest to the fact that we have tried our own little to see whether we can make some impact. The transformation agenda of Mr. President is very, very, very important. Very important in the sense that if we want to be globally competitive, that our students should compete with others, then we must move from where we are to the level where we can say, yes, we're happy. That the stage we are today, that our students can compete globally. I felt that I cannot just go like that without letting you know formally. If we want this country to move forward and to be with where others are, we should have 60-70% merit, and the other one can be for other factors. That is the only way we can say that this country, we are making an inroad as to improve in the standard of education and to compete with other countries. I want to thank you for the long period I've worked with you, and I've known you. I can only identify a few faces that I know. I don't know whether they are still in those schools. I know the schools I visited.
Your administration came with a bang. When we were working with other ministers before you, we did not have a minister who had to first find out the problems we had. One of the very first assignments you did when you came was to ask us to give you a picture of the problems, the constraints and challenges we had in our various institutions. When we compiled that, that became for you a working document, and with the speed of lightning, you went out to start handling every issue that related to classrooms, dormitories, places of assembly in colleges, instructional materials, libraries. And before we knew what was happening, so many of us started gaining these things. As of today, many of us have the new e-libraries in our colleges, built, furnished, ready to be put to use, even as our students. Not just that, we introduced a form of budgeting that tended to favor some particular schools in its zone every year. I know that HGCO will benefited from that, and that helped us to improve a lot on our infrastructure. We do not want to say this because you're here. We want to say that you have done well for the Federal Unity Colleges. You have impacted positively on our infrastructure, on our teaching and learning, and I think most of us will have, ascertain or say to this that you have done well for us. We want to assure you that as at the moment, even as I speak, your efforts have already started yielding dividends in our colleges. While they speak about low results this year, many of us are already recording over 80% credit, both in English language and mathematics. Your administration has impacted positively on the Federal Unity Colleges. And on behalf of the Federal Unity College principals here present, I want to state that even when you leave us, we want to continue with the legacy you have left behind. And we know that in time to come, our children, our colleges, you will still be hearing very good news about us that we are doing well.
The Honorable Minister is like an elephant. An elephant in the sense that it depends on how and where you are. You perceive the fact that the baker is living is a result-driven person. Result is all the minister wanted.
So I want to thank you for the impact you've made in just. There is nobody to count it. Everybody can see it. But let me point out one particular thing you did. And that was the issue of ceding the technical colleges to be supervised by the Department of Technology and Science. It was a very burning issue that was almost tearing the administration. But you came, the Bible says that for the sake of my people there shall be a shake-up. A shake-up came, and suddenly you emerged as the supervising minister. And you came to prove that you are the man who knows what to do, and you are not afraid to take a decision. And you did it.
Well, frankly speaking, they are about to be remembered for what particularly that has to do with reducing the number of children who are out of school. And which has to talk about the Almajiri, which Mr. President is so passionate about and committed to. The marching orders he gave to us. And I thank God we pursue that policy very well. And I pray that the ministry and even with the public agency for us, we continue to grab that program with vigor and with the strength that is required to. And again, talking about the out of school children, it has to do with